So in this video, I'm just going to be showing you guys how to make YouTube thumbnails like Gamerboy80. So in this video specifically, I'm going to be trying to recreate this thumbnail where you can see the main parts are you've got Gamerboy80, you've got Obsidian around his bed partially, and you've got a Bed Wars map in the background. So I'm just going to put that in the corner so that you can kind of see as a reference. And I'm just going to be covering the 3D rendering part of it. But I do strongly recommend that if you are making this for yourself, then you add in some of the visual effects he has, such as this little border and some of the other stuff. So the first thing you're going to want to do, actually not in Blender, but in Minecraft. So as you can see, I've downloaded a Bed Wars map, and you can download these for yourself. I'll leave a link in the description to that. And what you're going to want to do is kind of set up the world in the same way that he has. So I'm just going to boom, boom, place some obsidian there, a little bit there, and last bit is right here. It's not completely covered. And once you're done with that, that's all you need to do in Minecraft. So you can actually close out of it. The next thing you're going to want to do is to open the program Mindways, which I've also left a link in the description to, and click File, Open World, and you'll see a bunch of worlds here. So the only one you're going to want to click on is Acropolis. Boom. And it'll load up the Minecraft world. So what you're going to want to do there, scroll all the way down to wherever you put the obsidian around your bed. So look around, and there it is. Boom. Perfect. So select, you really only need to select this area of the map, and you do that by holding down right click, not left click, and just covering this entire area. There you go. And just click no to that. We're going to select this by ourselves. So what you're going to want to do is turn the height down just a little bit so that you can see the entire roof of the map, but you're also not rendering an extra like 150 blocks. You're done with that. You can change this depth down also. I think whatever it starts at, 62, should be fine. And that's it. So then you're going to go to File, Export for rendering, and pick whatever you're going to do. So here I'm going to do Bed Wars Map 2. Boom. Here you go. You're going to pick here. The settings you're going to want to change are make each block 8 millimeters high, physical material, colored and flexible. You're going to want to make Z the up direction instead of Y, because in Minecraft Y is the up direction, and in Blender Z is the up direction. And once you're done with that, you just click OK, and down here it'll render it, it'll export it, and that might take a while, depending on how big of an area you selected. Then you can just close out of that. So now we can actually start making this into a 3D render. So I'm just going to go on General here. Delete the default cube by pressing the delete button, and the first thing you're going to want to do is import the world. So File, Import, Wavefront.obj, go to wherever you saved your world, Bed Wars Map 2.obj, and here it is. It's going to be really tiny, and it's going to be sideways. So what you're going to want to do, press R, press X, and then type in -90. And it should be right side up. Then just click there, just left click, and it'll save it. Then press S, and then you put in a value. I like to put in somewhere between 150 and 200. So I'm gonna go 200 because the bigger the better. Then I'm gonna press Z, drag it down so it's on kind of on like the ground level. Press the little tilde sign in the top left of your keyboard. Look at the little squiggly line below escape, and view selected. And here you go. Now you have the world in Minecraft. And obviously you can see the shapes and everything, but this is not what we want video to look like. We want it to look like an actual Minecraft world with textures and everything. So what you want to do, press N, press View, press MC Prep, Prep Materials, and OK. And now we have Minecraft textures. So I'm going to go into this mode right here, which is Look Dev mode, where it renders the textures, but not the lighting, and it saves a bunch of time. And here we go, right here. Now we can start importing our characters, because you can see here we've got little leaves that are transparent. We've got obsidian. We got a bed. So let's add in a character. So from one of the other links in the description, we're going to download that character model. So we're going to go File, Append. Then wherever you downloaded that character model, so I'm going to go in Minecraft Rig, Simple, Collection, Character, boom. And I'm going to do tilde, view selected. There you go. Now it's centered. Obviously, this is not what we want. We do not want a Steve skin. We want a Gamerboy80 skin, or whatever you want. You can put whatever skin in here. Click on the player right here, and when you go down here, it says Skin. Click the X. Let me scroll this over so you can see a little bit better. Click this X right over here, and now it's going to be completely black. Open, and then wherever you've saved whatever skin you want to use. So I have it all saved in this skin folder, so I'm going to pick Gamerboy80. And you're probably going to get something like this. This is disgusting. Nobody wants that. You got a base on the top, and it's all squished. What you're going to want to do here is go to this little triangle above the Materials tab, click UV Maps, and click 1.8 plus skin, and you've got it matched up. This actually looks like a human being. So now that you have the skin in the game, I'm gonna go drag this over to, and obviously this is a little smaller than you want. Actually, I'm gonna select all, I'm gonna select this and the little triangle octagon things that you're going to use to pose, because we want to keep those scaled. Scale it up to, the size of a Minecraft player, about 2 blocks tall. So I'm going to put it here, kind of put it against the blocks so you can see just how tall we need to make it. So maybe just a little bit bigger. And here you go. Grab this, pull it over here. And now we have to come to one of the hardest parts, which is posing it. So it still looks a bit small, so I'm going to scale that up a little bit, grab it on the Z. Perfect, there we go. So now we can also rotate it. I'm going to press R and then Z, so only turn it around this way, so it's kind of looking at the bed. Here we go, and now you can start posing it. So what you're going to want to do is go over here. Let me slide that over. Right here, go to object, where it says object mode. Change that to pose mode. Now you can kind of pose these things around, as the name would suggest. So you can press G and you can grab it, and it will slowly start to move it. And the great thing about using a rig like this is that it'll start to bend the elbows too, so it looks really nice and clean, not just like a bunch of blocks. So remember, if you're doing anything like this, and you realize you want to undo it, just right click and it will cancel it. So I'm going to start actually using this around. So I'm going to go into move right here. Here we go. Kind of position it like he has in the video. And you can see right here, the head is kind of rotated. And you can see the legs are kind of far apart, spread out a little bit, because that's how normal people stand. They don't typically stand with their legs glued together. So I'm gonna go here, and once that is done, what we're gonna want to do is in his hand. I can shrink this back down now. In his hand, you can see he has a little bit of obsidian. It's kind of hard to see, but he has 1 block of obsidian in his hand. So we're going to do that, because these are all really useful things that you might want to do. So the way we're going to do that is go out of pose mode. Once you're done posing however you want, Shift A, go to Mesh, Cube, and now there's a cube there. You can't really see it because it's not where we want it to be, so I'm just going to press G, grab it around. Here we go. You can kind of move it to where you want. Scale it down because this is definitely not the size you're going for a block in someone's hand. Just shrink it down just so it like kind of perfectly fits in his hand. There we go. Just kind of put it right there in his hand, so just like he's about to place it. And here we go. I'm going to focus a little on it. And what we're going to want to do here, materials, click new. Oh, sorry, my bad. You're going to want to go right here, kind of where you make a little crosshair, and you can actually split this apart. Perfect. And click on this, and here on the left side of the screen you can go into a UV editor right here. Click open, and I've already gotten the Minecraft textures I want, so I'm just gonna go grab those from desktop, resource pack 16.1, assets, Minecraft textures, and these are all just taken by literally just taking out the file from the jar file. I decompiled the jar file of Minecraft 1.16.1, and I take those textures. So I'm gonna go blocks and obsidian right here. Open that up. Here, click on this tab and press U. Press cube projection, and the next after this, you're gonna want to go to this again. Go to the shader editor, which is this little ball, and I'm gonna widen this out a little bit. Zoom in a lot, and you can kind of drag around, position this how you want. And what you're going to want to do is Shift A, you can do image texture, put that here, drag the color into base color. You can zoom out a bit if you want. And since there's nothing there, it's going to appear just black. But we can fix that. We can go open and find our obsidian texture once again. So I'm going to cut to that because I don't think you guys want to just watch me scrolling to obsidian 50 times. And once we've opened that, you can see here we've got obsidian. And that does not look like how you want it to look for sure. It's very blurry and it does not look good. So here, where it says linear, I'm going to change that to closest, and boom, you've got a little bit of obsidian in his hand. So we can just grab that and join it to there. So this is covering our full screen. And now, once again, we've got a little more to do. We can move the camera, because right now if we click this little camera button, the camera is pointing at this ender chest, which is not very useful to us. So what I'm going to do is press N. We can go view, camera to view, and close that out. And then we can go to view here, select navigation. We're going to go down to walk navigation. So we can kind of walk around and position the camera how you like. And once you've done that, you can also click there and you can kind of, if you want, you can rotate it around a little bit. You can use this to grab, and then once you've got perfectly how you'd like it, you can press N. You can go to view, you can unlock that, boom, go out of your camera view, and now you've got that part done. So, this is taking a little bit, but it's gonna be very worth it. Now, this still isn't exactly how we want it. If we go into rendered mode, which is that is definitely not what we want the final image to look like. So we're gonna click on this light here, grab it, and then move it really kind of far up, so it's gonna have a pretty weak shadow. and kind of, center it above the light. So we don't want to cast too deep of a shadow, because you can see in the photo it's kind of just a weak one. So click here. We can change the power to, I don't know, maybe 30,000 would work well. Actually, let me drag this down a little bit. Just kind of fiddle with this to get it to however you want. Maybe a point light isn't the best to use. We can go into light. There's a bunch you can use. We can use a sun right here. Right here we can kind of move the sun around. Just wherever you want it. Here you go. And once again, you can make this have a strength of like 10. And that might be a bit too bright for you, or you can give it so you can give it a strength of 5. That might still be a bit too bright. Go to 3. Then again, these shadows look very rough. They don't look like a real shadow. So what we're gonna do is click on Render Engine, click where it says Eevee, change that to Cycles. There you go. And it might take a little bit to load, because it's loading a bunch of different samples. And you've got little, it's a little bit more realistic. Now, there's one more thing I think we need to do. Click N, go to MC Prep, and you can go down here, click Create Minecraft Sky, and click OK. So this might take a little while to load. Hopefully my blender doesn't crash, because that would... There we go. Now we have a perfect, beautiful looking Minecraft world. You've got a little Minecraft sky in the background. You've got lighting over everything. Oh, and I almost forgot. You need to delete this little outside square. Make sure not to delete your character. There'll be a little border. Delete that for sure. Delete that before you render, because that might take a bunch of time, and you'll only realize afterwards. So once you're done with that, then you can render. When we're done, press F12. So after a while, your render will finish. You can tell that by in the corner. Instead of saying remaining and how much has been done, it will just be like this. And if you compare this to the original thumbnail, it's not too bad. Obviously, you have to definitely increase the brightness a little bit, but I think it looks pretty good for something made in probably like under 30 minutes. So yeah, okay, once you're done with that, just click Image, Save As,